Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's FatalStryke coming at you guys with a brand new YouTube video. Today, I've got a special guest with me. It's going to be Crushmo. He's going to be helping me out when we talk about some of the stuff with the DC document, when we go on to Clock Tower. But in the meantime, you guys know that since the game came out on August 26th, I've been in contact with the Coalition. I've been working with them directly to give them some good feedback. They sent me one of the early access codes. In the email I received from them, they basically explained to me that they wanted to know my thoughts on the game. So I took it as an opportunity to go talk to all of the pro players from the United States, Canada, Mexico, Europe, some of the guys from the APOC regions, and literally spoke to all of them to get their feedback on what they think are some of the biggest bugs in the game that need to be fixed to make Reloaded better. And then on top of that, I spoke to them about some quality of life updates that could make the game better. Now, a lot of you guys know that I put together a one-page document to help TC have a blueprint to make Gears of War Reloaded be the best that it could possibly be. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys that document really quick. And then this is the document right here. I created a simple, very simple one-pager. I'm going to move it over to the side so you guys can easily read it. Let me move it over like this. Hopefully you guys on OBS can see everything. Yeah, there you go. So you guys should be able to read everything pretty easily. Move this over just a tiny bit. And yeah, you can see everything. Okay, cool. So as you can see, header, my name, date was the 16th. This was the date that this was submitted to the Coalition. Talks about the current multiplayer bugs in Reloaded. Now there's a lot of different bugs in Reloaded, but we're going to cover the alternate control scheme bugs first. So as it says here, R3, when you press in the right thumbstick, it has the point of interest, curb stop, and zoom in all assigned to R3. That's when you press in the right thumbstick. Point of interest is a campaign feature that we need an option to turn off in multiplayer. Curb stop needs to have the option to be remapped to a different button so you can only zoom in when you press in R3. This is a big deal. Out of all the issues going on with alternate right now, I feel like this is the biggest one that all the players, pros, amateurs, everybody, casuals, all want to see fixed. Moving down in the document, again, we're just going to go right through this thing really quick. I'm just showing all of you guys out there everything that we wrote and sent it to TC. Again, I organized this document. All the pros gave their official, say on it and said that they all agree with it and think that this would be great for the game. So this is just me sharing with you guys, the public. Then you guys can give me your feedback and let me know what you think in the comments below. When using default and alternate control schemes, there's an input delay when you roadie run. Reducing this input delay would be good for players. If you guys know, when you hold down the roadie run button, there's extra startup frames, so it takes a little bit to get the roadie run going. And that's basically what, part 1B is talking about here. Part 1C, there's currently a bug where you can't press LB to see where your teammates are when roadie running on the alternate control scheme. That's the thing. Also, there's another bug. It's not included in this document. It's a smaller bug. But when you're pressing LB also, if you get revived while you're holding down LB, there's a glitch where you stand up after getting revived and you can't shoot your gun because your character's stuck in that LB state. When you press in L1, LB, that's basically what it is for Xbox and PS5. Sometimes when you take cover on alternate, your character will automatically run on cover until you reach the end of the cover. That's just another bug on alternate. Let's get into some of the shotgun bugs. This is the big one. And to fully explain this, me and Crushmo are going to do a little bit of a demonstration for you guys. So what I'm going to do really quick, I'm actually going to start up this game really quick for you guys. And then as the game is loading, I'm going to go back and explain everything else to you guys. So, okay, so shotgun bugs. As you guys know, the shotgun when it first came out was extremely powerful. It was insane. From ridiculous ranges, you can get kills against people, right? So they nerfed the shotgun, and when they nerfed it, they nerfed the mid-range damage by 15%, okay? The chunk range damage stayed the same, but the range in between the chunk range and the mid-range was never nerfed, so it's still very overpowered right now. That's why one-shot downs are happening in the game. So if you're wondering why that's happening, that's why that's happening. So let me break this down for you guys a little bit, and then we're going to hop into a game. Crushmo and I, in a little bit, will show you guys an example of host spot on why the one-shot downs happen. All right? So without further ado, just replugging in my controller. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so basically, for spread and damage, the latest patch nerfed the shotgun spread for both ADS and pop shots to widen it to almost a blind fire. We believe this nerf was too much because now the damage isn't as consistent from mid-range, which is approximately in game about 6 to 12 feet. If these spreads are tightened, and when I say if these spreads, I'm talking about the pop shot and the LT, which is ADS. If these spreads are tightened by approximately 5 to 10%, it will bring more consistency to players who play for damage. So you can still have multiple different play styles. You got people who play for damage, people who play for chunks. You can have different personalities in your shotgun fights. Instead of reducing the mid-range shotgun damage by 15%, we would recommend only reducing it by 8 to 12%. And then to prevent one-shot downs, reduce the shotgun damage by 15 to 25% for the range that's in between the Gib chunk range and the mid-range. So in between that Gib chunk range and the mid-range, that's the area that needs to be nerfed by approximately 15 to 25%. And if it was, the one-shot downs won't happen, but the shotgun will still work the way everybody wants it to work. You'll still get your chunks when people go into your cover, but you'll still be able to also play for damage as well without feeling like you get ripped off. And then to keep going through the document really quick, because we're going to try to make this a quick video. The blind fire recoil for the blind fire shotgun. Now, this is technically hip fire recoil, not blind fire. I'm going to explain that right now really quick in the game when I show you guys. So the blind fire shotgun has a large recoil with a random shot spread placement. It would be more consistent if it's center screen, right? So let me show you guys a little bit of what I mean. So we're in game right now. Let me make sure my controller's on. And then, yeah, we're in game right now. So Chris, if you don't mind, just go to host spot really quick. I'm going to show you guys in chat what I'm talking about. Well, in YouTube, not chat. I'm so used to Twitch. So when Chris is up here at host spot, Chris, do me a favor, just stand up for a second. When Chris is standing up on host spot right now, usually, and this is Crusher, by the way, best Canadian pro player in the world, my teammate, love him forever. And then if I shoot Crushmo right now in this current update, he's going to go down when my shotgun is aimed at him like this, like so. That's going to always be a one-shot down right now. Now, in Gears of War UE, though, that's not a one-shot down. That type of shot should only be doing about maybe out of 110 points of damage to get it down, probably let's say 90 to 95. But that's going to one-shot down Chris here, right? And also in the document, when we're talking about the blind fire, blind firing is when you stand in cover and you literally blind fire like this. Now, that's not going to down Crushmo. If I ADS, though, and aim like this, it's going to down him one-shot down every single time. Now, keep in mind that pro play, everybody's moving really fast. It is what it is, right? But over here, now my frames are dropping a little bit right now, so bear with me. But this is hip firing, and this is what I'm talking about with the shotgun. If I keep shooting my shotgun over and over again, the spread just goes all over the place. And you see how the recoil keeps going upward? That's what we're talking about. So my shot, if I'm aiming here and I ADS, it's going to literally go right there, right? What I'm saying with the blind fire is that we want to be more consistent. So instead of going all over the place with the recoil, perhaps maybe they take away the recoil and then just make it so that the shot goes towards the center of the screen. And that's basically it. So that's all I'm trying to explain to you guys with the shotgun really quick. I'll take this back to the menu. I'm going to go back to that document and then we're going to get back into it. So let's do that right now, actually. So that's all I was trying to show you guys with the shotgun. Just show an example to the coalition if they check out this video. So like I said, for blind fire recoil, we're just talking about hip firing. So moving on, right? So point 3 under the bugs for reloaded, the big ones that we got to talk about. The pistol bug. This is a big one. So after firing a full pistol clip quickly, the next weapon that you switch to, it immediately shoots all of its ammo automatically without the player pressing the right trigger, right? That's a big problem. So if I'm on gridlock and I'm at boom arch and I'm shooting my guy that's across from me with a pistol and I have boom shot, I just slid it and I got it, and I switch to a boom shot, I'm right in front of the cover. The second I'm done with that pistol clip and I switch to my boom, I never pressed the right trigger, but it's going to boom the wall and I'm going to kill myself. So that's a really big glitch with the pistol that TC, I hope you guys can look into it and figure out a way to fix it, because if you can, that's a really big deal. It's going to help out the game a lot. Smoke grenade bugs. Okay, the duration. So sometimes when you throw your smoke grenade, it completely disappears. This happens on War Machine, Gridlock, Mansion, maps like that. Doesn't really happen on Canals too much, and some of the other comp maps, but those maps specifically, sometimes you throw your smoke and it just completely disappears either on your screen or the opponent's screen. Sometimes it will last on the opponent's screen and disappear on yours, and vice versa. There's another glitch when you throw your smoke. For example, on War Machine, if I'm playing Snake my torque bow, and my opponent is doing the same thing, the opponent that's mirroring me, he could throw his smoke at me and it lasts 12 seconds. I throw my smoke at him and it only lasts 6 seconds. So there's a duration glitch where it either doesn't appear, it only lasts for 6 seconds, or it lasts for the full 12 seconds. In a perfect world, if the smoke could always last 12 seconds, if the coalition's able to fix that, that's a really, really big deal. Also, when you quick throw your nades, so if you guys don't know how to quick throw grenades, it's when you press RT and then LT right after, and you could quick throw a nade really quick. It has a lot less frames than when you take the time to twirl the nade and then throw it, right? So when you input the RT plus LT quickly, usually after an up A, your smoke grenade falls completely to the floor instead of traveling the full LT distance that's shown on your screen. That's a big glitch. That's a big problem. Hopefully the TC is able to do something about that. Now, moving on. This is just covering some of the bugs. Now, there are other bugs in the game. Don't get it twisted. Like PC players, I know you guys all want alternate in the game so you can have your keybinds, so you can have roadie runs separated from wall bouncing. I know that. I'm putting this in the video so TC hears that as well. Audio glitches. There's a bunch of audio glitches in the game as well. When the audio is a lot clearer and easy to interpret where people are in the original Gears game for Gears 1 OG and Gears 1 OG PC. But for some reason, in this game specifically, the audio is very tough to determine sometimes where your opponents are. You hear things, but that's not actually where the opponent is. So that's just something I just want to bring the TC's attention. That's not in the document. And now let's get into some of the more positive stuff. Let's get into some quality of life updates. Now, when I spoke to the coalition, we sent in this document, and before I get into the quality of life updates, I'm just gonna give you guys a quick update. I sent in this document to the coalition. I received a call back from them within about an hour and a half after sending this document in. Spoke to one of their level designers, who's a really good friend of mine, and he basically broke down for me that the coalition is reading this document. So today's date is the 25th of September. It's been almost 10 days after I submitted this document. The coalition's already read this entire document. I can tell you guys, they've already emailed me back and told me via email that they received the document and they're all going to be really reading it as a collective and doing what they can to implement some of these changes and fixing some of these bugs into the game. Now, what they're going to fix, I don't know. When an update's going to come, I don't know. I'm just letting you guys know with transparency what's going on, right? And then here we go. So at the end of this document, quality of life suggestions, right? So adding the LAN feature back so that we can host local and major LAN tournaments is a big deal, because that's going to give us the competitive integrity we need to be able to run really good tournaments for Gears of War Reloaded, so that we can run grassroots tournaments and keep the community alive. Then the next part, adding MMR ranking system with ranked rewards like re-ups, emblems, and exclusive skins. In Gears of War 5, for the ranking system, they have a bunch of different ranks. They have bronze, silver, gold, onyx, diamond, and master. Something along the lines of that would be really cool. When you're actually in game, so actually let me bring us into a lobby really quick just so you guys can see. And you guys are going to notice that my FPS is dropping a lot with the newest update on PC. Also, coalition, if you don't know about this, there's a glitch right now where everybody's FPS is dropping when they're using third-party controllers. I use GameSir, other people use the Razer Wolverine or the Microsoft Elite Series V2. So just so you know, coalition, the other big bug that's brand new after the newest update that happened a couple days ago, I think it was on the 24th or something like that. You can see my FPS is dropping insanely, and then if I unplug my controller for a second and then I go and I replug it back in, my FPS should improve theoretically. That's what seems to happen. So yeah, you see my FPS on the top right going back up. So it is what it is. But yeah, so that's a big glitch that's going on right now with the FPS issue. So coalition, if you could look into that, we would appreciate it. So I'm gonna do really quick, just start up one more private match and just show an example of what I'm talking about. The map doesn't matter. Just let it load up and bring us into the lobby. That's all I need to show everybody. So when you're in this lobby that's coming up, this is where I'm going to get into with the ranks. You see how, like, you can see my level here on the left. You see my gamer tag, and there's all this empty space over here on the right side. I think right here would be great for our ranks to be shown. And on the COG team, I would recommend using either like a Carmine helmet or like COG tags. as the rank symbol, and you can make it bronze, silver, gold. It's up to you if you want to have Onyx. I don't know if you need that rank because I don't know if the player base is big enough in this game. But maybe you have bronze, silver, gold, diamond, and master. And then in my opinion, you just use all those colors. And then on the Locust team, instead of having like the Carmine mask as the rank or the cog tags with those colors, you can make it a Locust symbol, and you can have bronze, silver, gold, diamond, and then whatchamacallit, for the master color, I think it should be the emulsion, like a glowing emulsion logo for the Locust symbol when you're a master. And then on the cog team, maybe you can make the cog tags or the Carmine helmet like what color would I do? Maybe like a dark red, like as if it was covered in blood or something like that, or like a glowing yellow like the emulsion, either or. But my point is, you need to have something for these players to grind for, right? That's the whole point of them adding in a ranking system. Now, in the latest update, the Coalition did state that they did add a ranking system. However, we can't see the MMR, and that's where I think this area right here should show the number of whatever our MMR is. I think our MMR stat like should go here, and then the logo should go over here for what our actual rank is. And then that's basically the point I'm trying to get across. So, you know, it's great that they're adding in MMR and that it's already happened. But again, the re-up emblems, they could come up with something creative for this too. It's up to them what they want to use. But my point is, we need like a ranking system, and we need cool emblems for the re-ups. The box or the square, the triangle, and the double triangle, I don't think that's really cutting it for incentive for the players that are playing from home. So the Coalition could do something about that. Whatever they choose to create, I think that would be great and huge for the game. And then obviously, if we can get some exclusive skins for accomplishing some of the for achieving some of these ranks and re-ups, that would be really cool. Also, the other points that I had here was add an FFA and Wingman as competitive game types, and then also move King of the Hill into competitive so that people who play King of the Hill can play the competitive maps. They wanted to do Blitz instead of King of the Hill. I really don't care. You could do either or, but one of those game modes, if it could be moved into competitive, I think that would just be really great and really fun for people to play. I know adding FFA and Wingman at this point, after the game's already been created, is pretty tough, but if they were able to do it, I think those game types would help out this game massively for Gears of War Reloaded. And then one of the last things I want to bring up was adding a Gears of War 1 lobby browser so players can search and join the games that they want when they're playing social, especially. And then that's honestly really it. That's basically what we had for the document. It was a really simple one-pager to send to the Coalition. Like I said, if they do implement any of these changes, I think it will be great to help the game. But the main thing the game's going to need right now is incentive to get players excited to play the game, get players to grind the game, and to give them rewards for their achievements in the game that they could see themselves. I think being able to unlock Myra and Scourge for a DLC would be really, really cool, whether you unlock it in the game or they come out with a DLC. I think if they did release a DLC with some maps, in my opinion, I think Gears of War 2 maps would be great if it was possible. I know it's probably way too much to ask for. That's why we didn't put it in the document, because we don't expect it. Myself and the other pros don't expect it. But if TC did want to make some money, I think putting a store in the game with exclusive skins and other skins that people can buy would be great. I think a lot of people would buy skins in this game for their characters. And then also, if they came up with a DLC pack, Gears 2 maps, I think the Frozen Over Canals would be cool. I think that Jacinto, Avalanche, Security, Pavilion, maps like that would play really well in this game. Gears 3, I think maps like maybe Hotel, Old Town Checkout, some maps like that would play really good in this game as well. But again, it's not expected at all for them to put any of those maps in the game. But if they did put together a DLC pack and those maps were included, I think that would be really, really good for the game, and a lot of people would buy it. But that's basically my thoughts on everything, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys didn't get a chance to read the document, I'll scroll through it really quick as I do my outro, so you guys can get a last second chance to read it if you didn't read it already. But that's basically everything I've got to say on this, and just being transparent with you guys. If you guys like this video and you like this type of content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. To all the pros who helped me out, all the North American pros, all the Latin American pros, all of the pros from Europe, the APAC region, and everybody else that just follows and supports Gears of War across the world. I just want to tell you all guys that I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys next time in the next video. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you like this content, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are there any bugs that I didn't mention that you think are really, really big deal? If you do mention any and I didn't notice them, I'll bring them up to TC myself. Have a great day, guys, and thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.